we go. So, welcome to another Mammoths report. It's like 2 in a week. It's like crazy time, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We had the opportunity at the weekend, so we took it. So, I'm Matt, and I'm going to be playing Grymkin today.
I'm Ryan. I'm going to play in Skorne today, again.
So, yeah, let's... well, the scenario is going to be... Well, it's boobs too, but I don't know what it's called in real life.
I also don't know.
Well,
Quality.
Yeah, we're doing well to start with, aren't we?
It's boobs too, but with flags in the middle.
Yeah, so it's all good. So we'll just do a quick run through my list. So I've taken the King in Dark Menagerie, and he's got the King, 2 Cage Rages, 6 Crabbits, 2 of which are free, 2 Gorehounds, a skin of Moans, and a Frightmare. There's then 2 units of Dreadrots, Karianna Rose, 4 Gremlin Swarms, 3 of which are free, and a Glimmer Imp just to round it off.
And I'm using Dominar Rasheth with a Basilisk Kriya, a Cyclops Raider, 2 Shamans, 2 Derp Turtles, one of which is currently being proxied by half a Mammoth, a Venator Dakar, 2 Extoller Soulwoods, a Willbreaker, a max unit of Venator Reavers with UA, Min Slingers, and max Beast Handlers.
Yeah, and it's probably worth noting that whilst we are proxying that Dirt Turtle, it's not because you haven't got it, it's just because it didn't make it. Yeah, it didn't make it to the shop. So also possibly worth, while we're rambling on at the start, is the reason we chose these lists, because it's sort of a bit of practice for tournaments. So we took our 2 lists, didn't we, each?
Yeah.
Your other one being Mac 2, which
does not go anywhere near Grymkin
so
at all.
That's it, which is how yours got chosen.
Yeah.
My other pairing is the Child, which is quite good, but not necessarily into the shooting. And I've also been on a bit of a winning spree with the King, so I thought, well, why not throw it in, see how it goes. So yeah, how did it go? I won. You won the.
I won the roll to select first turn, which is what I did.
That's it, and I chose the side I had because there was a bit more stuff to hide behind, and I thought I could get a good cloud wall between the 2 sets of trees, maybe. Whether it'll matter or not, I don't know, because obviously it's eyeless sight and things.
Yeah, I've got the Extoller Soulwoods to give me the eyeless sight on the Derp Turtles, or whatever I need it to, really.
Yeah, it's always useful. So we'll keep the video off. So yeah, and then it's over to you.
Yeah, so I got first turn, so I chose to deploy on this side. I placed the wall, which is just beneath the flag due to theme, with Winds of Death. So I put Rasheth directly behind the wall, preparing his 2 moves towards the wall, where he will stay for the entirety of the game. I've then gone for the Derp Turtles both either side of Rasheth, and I've clumped up the Beast Handlers just so I can start off the rage tokens with anatomical precision from the Beast Handlers, and then the Turtles can run off and do their own thing. I put the Reavers at the top of the screen. I thought the hill might be quite useful, and with the snipe UA I can threaten quite a distance from that hill and give me the extra defense as well. And down to the bottom, I just sort of put a Shaman down there, really, and the other Derp Turtle as well, just to threaten the bottom circular zone.
Yeah. So my deployment's nice and easy. I've got a set of Dreadrots on each side so that the King can jump around to wherever he needs to. They can also threaten a Derp Turtle each, maybe, or that was the sort of idea anyway. Everything else is there's 2 groups of beasts. One around. Well, the King's in the middle with his 4 shield guards, because I think they're definitely going to come in handy. And also I was a bit more conservative with the Gremlin Swarms because I knew lots of eyeless sight, and well, it's the perfect combination. Eyeless sight, magical weapons.
I get the anti-stealth and the magical weapons, so I was hoping to live the dream with a Derp Turtle and get those 4 shots and kill 4 Gremlin Swarms.
And why wouldn't you? So this is just us. We paused it briefly while we, because I've not played Rasheth before, I don't think. So you went through it, didn't you?
Yeah, I just ran it through because I've only recently started. I think this is like my 8th game with Rasheth, so I've only recently started using him. I've been using the crutch that's Makeda 2 for quite some time.
That's it. So
Looks
there
like
we
we're
go.
about to kick
Off
off.
we go.
I basically do the classic first turn. I instantly make a mistake and forget that you can arcs through the Cage Rager and put my slingers in threat range straight away, which is not a great start. And then I'm now just going through damaging my Dirt Turtles so they can get the tokens on them. So when the time comes, they can start dealing out the damage like they do. Rasheth plods forward. I'm basically thinking I'm going to run each Dirt Turtle up. Keep pointing at the screen, that's not going to help anyone. Each Dirt Turtle is going to sort of run up and just tow each circular zone. So the half Mammoth Dirt Turtle is going to go to the bottom one, and then I'm just going to threaten Matt's Grymkin pretty much as soon as he moves. If he moves, he's going to be in Dirt Turtle range. Reavers, I instantly forget about the hill, run straight past it, which is brilliant. What you can't, pointing at the screen again, what you can't see is the Dakar's up in the middle, so he's helping out the Reavers with the plus one to hit and everything. So it's pretty straightforward first turn, and they're just running everything and passing turn to Matt.
Yeah, so lots of options. I want to reduce the slingers. I can get to them, so I don't see why I shouldn't sort of have a go blitzing at least a couple with ashes to ashes.
Yeah.
I don't need what's it called, Scythe and Touch up at the moment, so I think I can 2 sets of boosted to hit ashes to ashes if I need it, which is always quite nice. Other than that, it's just a case of thinking about threat ranges, and I tend to do this at the start of turns, I think, and I need to get out of the habit of thinking too much when it's clearly obvious what has to happen. So
Yeah, you can spend a bit too long, can't you?
yeah,
At the beginning, and that bites you in the arse later on when you're running the clock down. Here's me realising my mistake, and I'm going to lose some slingers.
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, stuff like that where it's sort of kind of important. I always like using twiddly widgets just because it makes sure it's accurate,
Yeah,
doesn't it? And it saves
precise, isn't it?
issues with people. Not that I think, well, obviously not, we're not going to fall out, but
No.
you just measure it out.
Yeah.
So
It's good practice for tournaments as well, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. So my 2 units of, well, teleport targets, for want of a better word, are both moving up. I also want to make sure that my caster isn't within 5 inches of any heavies, because I really don't need to drop their armour more than I need to. I also do a stupid thing, so I put the 2 Crabbits, and the idea is that the 2 Crabbits sit in front of the king, but I've put them too close to the heavies that I've just mentioned that I didn't want to put them next to. So you end up with this sort of awkward situation in a minute when he moves forward, that he can't go to where he would be safe, or safer, shall we say. So that's me measuring the 5, making sure he's out, and then I think I pretty much just surround him with Crabbits.
Yeah, this was an issue for me with a predominantly shooting list. Other than the turtles, which can dish out a fair bit of damage, I have no real other melee output, so it's all pretty much shooting. So the shield guards are a bit of a problem in this one.
That's
really.
it. To have 6 is always a pain.
So it is a pain.
So yeah, and everything else just sort of wanders up. While I think on, if you can hear what sounds like gunfire in the background, there's a firework display in Southport tonight.
Yeah.
So we're not in a war zone, we're just missing out on fireworks.
Yeah. To bring you some commentary.
Yeah, and pretty much after all that, everything moves up. I'm thinking that the Gremlin Swarms, I bring them all in, so that if Ryan goes for them, there's pretty much a shield guard somewhere near, so hopefully I can shield guard off any hits, because I know they're just infuriating for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, for your opponent anyway. And then yeah, pass the clock. Pretty standard kind of turn for me as well.
So I'm thinking here, I've on my side of the table, I've printed out all the Grymkin Arcana just to keep myself, so I can read out and pick them when my opponent comes in. It's really quite handy, so you just know how they trigger and stuff. Doesn't actually help me remember them, even though they're right in front of me. But it's a good idea to have them there.
That's it. They're there for reference, aren't they?
Yeah. So basically, I'm thinking now, what can I kill, and then with the Dirt Turtles repo back and not basically not take any sort of retaliation whatsoever. So I'm looking at the Cage Rager, which is just in front of the Skin and Moans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk the two slingers up, or run them up, and then try and arc through them with Rasheth to put blood mark on him. So then the Derp Turtles will be hitting it dice plus -2, with the idea just to cripple it a bit. And I'm also now just trying to figure out how many shield guards the actual Cage Rager's got and whether it's worth this master plan of mine. I also do forget that the Cage Rager can spend a corpse token?
Yeah, spend a corpse and
to ignore a spell. Yeah, so I carefully measure out that I'm within 4 of the flag, to only then realise that I'm going to have to move it closer to spell them, which Matt lets me move in a second when I realise that that's the thing. And there he goes. So then that's my flag contesting unit, which I'm about to obliterate by casting spells through them. Which was mistake number 2 in this game from me.
That's it, so there's the spell up.
There's the spell up. And then soon to follow is a turn of not very good dice for me. And I get a little bit annoyed, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't bad rolls necessarily. They just weren't any rolls over 7.
Yeah, I think I had a full turn where I didn't get over a 7 pretty much for the entirety of the turn. So that was one Derp Turtle is shot the Cage Rager and then repoed back, I think.
Yeah.
The Shaman's going to do the same, just trying to pop shots into him.
That's it. And then I suddenly remembered, oh yeah, shield guards.
Yeah.
But then in my defence at this point, I was being careful because I didn't want to shield guard off hits, because those same shield guards were also shield guarding the king.
Yeah, because I'd mentioned at the start of this that I thought I had a potential to actually get a decent amount of shots onto the king, because he's only sitting on 1 transfer, but he has got 4 shield guards around him. So I was trying to put a few shots in to see if Matt would take the bait, as it were, and use some of those Crabbits to shield guard. So then that makes my assassination attempt a bit better. But in the end, I don't go for it, because I think I could get the top units of Reavers onto him if I pop the mini feet. They threaten 22 inches, so I can get quite a few of them in with some combined range attacks.
Yeah, but the other thing with combined range is I can shield guard them off, aren't they, because of the single hits.
Yeah, so I needed to I think I got 2 shield guards out of the way, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And then, so I got the Cage Rager down to...
You took about half his boxes?
Took about
no,
half.
2/3 of his boxes.
2/3. And then I'll make a mistake and forget about sacrifice.
Yeah, well that... Because at the moment, what I was trying to do was I was planning on playing the Ashes... I can't remember what it's called.
The Arcana.
The Arcana. Because I thought, well, I'm going to lose a few shield guards this turn, so maybe it'll be great to just pepper you with stuff. But I didn't actually lose a single beast. You damaged quite a lot.
Yeah, my damage rolls were pathetic, and I was getting really tilted, which is why I don't move the beast handlers. I just flick turn at the end, because I was just seeing red. It was really silly of me. I need to definitely stop that.
It's easier
said than done, yeah.
So the clock went to me.
And everything heals
and
back.
There goes sacrifice, which heals up everything, which unfortunately amounts to the kills for your that turn, or your damage for that turn was 3.
I think I killed 3 Dreadrots with an entire
turn of shooting.
So the Reavers are walking back, repoing back, keeping safe from threat range. So I don't know why I don't move the top Derp Turtle. Do I aim?
He'd been and gone. He had to go at the
Gremlin Swarm. That was
Swarms.
It. He got 4 shots into a Gremlin Swarm, didn't kill it.
Yeah, that's it. You hit it once, didn't you?
Hit it once out of the 4
and
shots.
And it was like, 5's kill, 4's kill.
Yeah.
The 4's kill, wasn't it? And you rolled a 3.
Yeah, and then I killed a Dreadrot only for the Gremlin Swarm to fully recover.
Heal back.
So I am pretty annoyed.
Yes, frustrated isn't
and that's why I also don't move anything to contest the flag. I don't even put a solo on my own flag. It's not a great turn 2 for me, and then I've passed the clock over to Matt, I think, by the looks of it.
Yeah, so
So
now
what
I'm
are you
looking
thinking
at...
here?
I can't remember, if I'm honest. I know I'm out of threat range of the Dirt Turtle. But I do at the same time want to damage some things.
Yeah.
So it's like, how far... Like, I'm going to have to sacrifice something. So my plan is that if I can sacrifice maybe the Cage Rager, the one without the corpse on it anymore,
Yep.
because I can't after it, move that forward, sacrifice that, but then with the ability potentially to hit it the turn after with, hit the turtle or whatever kills it with the Skin and Moans and maybe the Red Rots.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool. And then at the top, I think, I've got 3 men left in that unit, which I need to keep alive because they are more teleport targets than they are damage dealers, which is why they're only min units. So they all go into the hill just to make them defense 14. And then potentially if we can get Ill Omens off, defense 15 on the hill. So it's not to be sniffed at. So here goes. Oh, this was the other thing. I was tempted to see if I could get an assassinate or have an attempt at assassination on Rasheth, but then by the time
He's got impervious flesh, yeah. So because I had to cast the Blood Mark twice, and I wanted to camp too, so I didn't put Castigate up at this round, which is why you were able to potentially even put this
silly
assassination on the table, which really I don't think I should have put it. I should never. Castigate should just always be up, I think.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you've got Archnose flying around, it was a silly thing for me to do, really.
That's it. In the anime that I rely on, like the Pathfinder on the Skin and Moans and things like that. So
putting the -2 armor on the Cage Rager just wasn't worth giving you a turn where you can do Animus and stuff. It was, it was a poor choice on my behalf, I think.
So this was the comedy spit from the Frightmare. I thought I'll send it into the middle of everyone because there was only one guy in range and it landed on the one guy anyway.
It did. it was meant to be.
Clearly, someone didn't want him to live.
So there's Gremlin Swarms going onto flags like Gremlin Swarms do.
Yeah, and just getting in the way. The other thing they're quite good for is dropping into landing spots for charges or tramples. So love to use them for that.
Yeah.
And then this was I was worried about the king last turn, so I sat him behind 2 Gorehounds on the basis that you can't see through them, so you're going to have to come to some pretty extreme angles towards the bottom of the zones before you can start shooting him. And also this turn, all the Crabbits have gone up because I know I'm going to use Ashes on the Crabbits. So if I put them in positions where they're either going to shield guard off hits or they're just in the way. So there's one right in the middle of the table that I know is going to die, so that's going to trigger Ashes, and then from then on everything is going to start hopefully just whittling away at bits and pieces.
It's quite a good arcana. That it's there's no range on the D3 either, is there?
No.
So if you can't like keep them 4 inches away and think, oh, it's okay, everyone's safe now. It just pings them from across the table
if it needs to. The only stupid thing I did this turn was I left a Dreadrot sort of down and below the zone, which was stupid. If he'd been in the zone, I could potentially have scored, which doesn't score, but will at least make sure that you contest it with something.
Yeah, I mean the Dirt Turtle is still contesting it there, so it looks like it's my turn again, and I spent a bit too much time here because I'm basically thinking the half mammoth Dirt Turtle. If I clear out 2 of those Dreadrots with Rasheth with a spell or something, I can get a nice landing zone on to the Cage Rager and the Skin and Moans, but I decide that's too much like hard work. So I think if I get within 2 inch reach of the Cage Rager, I can then repo back and still be out of 10 inches of the Skin and Moans. So that's another turn of me trying to whittle damage down onto Matt and send the attrition. I'm basically thinking I can win this on attrition. If I keep hitting you, damaging you, making it impossible for you to actually get anything back on me, I'm going to eventually start to win the attrition battle.
That's it. And static threat ranges don't really help that, do they?
No,
from my point of view.
From your point of view, no, and the fact that I out-threat pretty much everything on the board by at least 3 inches with the turtles, I think.
Yeah.
So they're quite a good board presence, good piece in this list for me. So I can hit something, repo back, stay out of threat range, and then rinse and repeat the next turn. So what am I up to now? I'm pondering for some time here. I've now run the beast handlers up once and finally.
So this is where we kick everything off, isn't it? Because you're going to go...
Yeah. So I've given him magical weapons from the extoller, and I've got him into a Crabbit, a Gremlin Swarm, and a Cage Rager. And I've taken it back to pop feet because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. That's it, because you measure...
Yeah, measure it out and then forgot to actually do it.
Yeah.
It's a couple of times in a few games now I've done some critical lacking of feet moments and it's cost me games, so Matt was nice enough to let me take that one back.
Well, you measured it out. It's not like it was out the blue and you suddenly went, oh.
So, cavalry charge onto the Cage Rager, knocks him down, power 18, effective armour 17, is it? So he's dice +1 with his tail.
Yeah, because it's feet, 17.
Yeah, so I feated, yeah. I kill the Gremlin Swarm just with a spear attack. And you pop ashes to ashes, don't you?
Well, yeah. I can't think what it's called. It's Ashen something. But yeah, I popped the Arcana. So
is it Ashen Cloak? Cloak of Ash? Cloak of Ash is called, I think, isn't it?
It's not. We'll look it up at some point. I'll disappear in a second and get the card. But this is quite handy because it just... I mean, it's not going to kill the Dirt Turtle, but it just means that it... peppers little bits and pieces. Yeah,
it does mean it can take out my Reaver unit, and they're quite important in my list. So I have to be fairly careful now what I kill. So I've killed the Crabbit. So now this is another Ashes attack, whatever it's called.
I've got the cards, and it says it's called Taste of Ashes.
Taste of Ashes. So the Taste of Ashes has now gone into the Dirt Turtle, gone into the Raider. Put a few points onto Rasheth. I then kill the Cage Rager. It does it again, but I get to heal a point through my feet for killing the Cage Rager. So Rasheth goes back to full health again. I then repo back. I am now within 10 inches of
the Skin and Moans.
But he would have to get Ghostly on him
to
get
Ghostly
to
through.
Because I have put Castigate up this turn.
Yeah.
So I'm just measuring that out there. So, where am I going now? I engage. I think I move the Raider forward. Don't really know why I don't. I don't attack because I don't want to trigger off Ashes to Ashes again. So I just engage him to reduce UA shield guard, I think is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And this is combined range.
Yeah, the Reavers pop their mini feet. Just because I don't think I'm going to get another time to do it. And all stand and aim and start taking pop shots at the
Frightmare.
The Frightmare.
Which is... Go on.
Yeah, I'm just doing two-man CRAs, putting them up to map 9, and then with the Dakar they go to map 10, so they're hitting it on 3s with a reroll with the UA, so they're pretty handy. At power 14 as well.
Armour 14, so
I think they're power 13 because he's medium base, so they would dice off 1, and then the Dakar finishes it off, does he?
He does, and then we go for more Taste of Ash.
More Taste of Ash, and there goes half my Reaver unit, so I'm not entirely sure that was worth it, but...
I think it is, because the Frightmare's surprisingly good. He can do combat if he needs to. Especially with all the debuffs and stuff that the King throws out.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the top of the screen's finished up there. Still toying with the idea of trying to kill those 2 heavies there, just to leave Matt with no heavies and
lots of problems.
No real easy way of taking out 2 Dirt Turtles. I think in the end I go for the option which I said before. So I move the Raider up, engage that Crabbit, so it's 1 less shield guard. I think the Shaman goes for... the Shaman walks over.
Yeah, as a shot at...
And I think he engages the 2 Dreadrots down the bottom and tries to kill them, if I remember rightly.
No, I think he has a shot. The Dreadrot engages when I... You're right, sorry. He slaps them both.
Yeah. Although saying that, I'm not sure how I got over that. Is that a hill or difficult terrain?
Difficult terrain, I think.
I think I've cheated. Scandalous.
We'll let you off. It's marginal. So yeah, this was the other Dirt Turtle coming in, wasn't it? Just to pound on.
who does have Pathfinder, so I've not cheated.
Yeah.
So I've measured it out, so he's about 7.5, 8 inches away there, something like that. So I can get there, then repo back and still be out of threat range.
Yeah.
Is what we worked out. So he's just now going to town on the Crabbit and the Cage Rager.
Yep.
There's him getting knocked down from the wonderful tail attack. And he's got blood mark on him still, and Rasheth's feet, so he's dice.
His armour 15.
Armour 15, so he was dice +3 on this, so...
Yeah, it was only going to end one way, I think, at that point.
Yeah, dice +3, and the mount attacks and the gunshots are all straight damage on it, so...
Yeah, that's it. I think a shield guarded one back, because I was hoping you'd kill the Crabbit, but you didn't.
No, I rolled 8, I think. There's a half box, isn't it? So
this
Cage Rager goes down and...
Dice to me, and then D3, D3, D.
Yeah. Things start getting burnt again. So I then try and hit... I use my mount attack on the Crabbit, I think. Just because I want the... I know I'm going to take the Taste of Ash again, but I want the point to level it back, just in case it goes to scenario. I don't want Matt to run a mock on me.
That's it. And just a quick one there. I put Scything Touch onto one of the Gorehounds.
Yeah, you did.
With my free spell.
Yeah.
Because I was, well, at this point you weren't going to assassinate me, so it was get something for free. And then you ran away to make sure you're out of 10.
But importantly here, I'm not actually in the zone.
Yeah.
I couldn't repo 3 back out of threat, but also keep myself in the zone, which is why I run the career over to the
Skinner
Moans. Also thinking that means for you to get onto it, you're going to have to, if you want the Skinner Moans onto the Dirt Turtle, you're going to have to free up, kill the career first.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a, hopefully this is enough. There's Matt viciously assaulting the Dirt Turtle.
Looking back now, I can see problems. The way I think I didn't necessarily go about this the way I should have done. So, my basic plan here is Scything Touch is models in my combat range or whatever, reach.
It's within, models within 2 inches, suffer -2 armour.
That's it. So, it's on a Gorehound. The Gorehound can go in, so that puts the Raider and the top Dirt Turtle down to -2 armour, which sort of cancels out Rasheth's feet.
-2 strength on feet, while in his control range.
I can then add on the aura from the King.
Yep.
To drop it down further. So suddenly, instead of being certainly with the Gorehound, instead of it being dice off 8, it's dice off 10, it's dice off 4, which is not great, but better.
Yeah.
And I don't really have many options. The hitting power on this list is the 2 Dirt Turtles, and I need to get rid of one of them, at least.
Yeah, they're my only melee output, really, so...
Yeah, my thought was that if I can take them out, and the... is it the Kriya?
The Kriya, yeah.
Yeah, then I can score the bottom zone, and I should be fairly safe. My other Arcana that's sat there waiting is Ill Omens, so it puts the... Skinner Moans up to defense 14, so he stands a chance, only a chance, I'll admit, against the charging Dirt Turtle.
Yeah, I mean, I just need to hit that
Yeah.
boosted to hit, and then he's on the floor anyway. So,
That's
but it makes it more difficult because he's only match 6. But I forgot to mention at the beginning, I put Carnivore up on the top Dirt Turtle for the +2 melee attack rolls.
Yeah. So this is me working out. The King's going to end up closer than I want him to be.
Yeah, but you
need to. I need him there.
Turtle dead, don't you?
Yeah. So it's a trade-off. If that last career coming in messed things up, because at that point, Karianna was going.
Karianna.
Yeah, she was going to put +2 strength onto the Skinner Moans, and it was going to take out both the Dirt Turtle and the Raider pretty much on its own without much help.
Sure was. That's why I put the Kriya there.
So the career goes there.
Because I like my Dirt Turtles to be alive.
Well, it makes sense. So the other thing I've done is I've moved up the Glimmer Imp, which just knocks the Dirt Turtle down to defense 8, which
takes any any small chance of you missing off the table, pretty much with
That's
with
it.
everything, doesn't it? I think you were on double one miss on pretty much every attack.
The Dreadrots were meant to be 4s to hit, 2s to hit. Well, sorry, 3s to hit is always a nicer situation to be in. And so this
is Operation Dirt Turtle Assassin. Yeah.
So the three remaining Dreadrots from that unit go in, hitting it. Well, it was down to 6. No, down to 8, wasn't it?
Down
and then
to
up
8.
to 12. So dice off 8.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the dice were a bit generous. But
they did all right. They did.
They just ticked over about averages overall, didn't they?
So
Which
I think
is what you're after.
I think you left it here after the Gorehound went in and the 3 Dreadrots. You left it on about 5, which proves to be the hardest 5 boxes you've ever had to get.
Yeah. Well, this was the problem. I had nothing left.
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying to save the skin of Moans. I don't know why. This is what I don't get. What I should have done, looking at it, is there's 2 or 3 Crabbits. They should be able to take down a Kriya. At which point, the skin of Moans is then free to go in and trash everything it needs to.
Yeah. I thought that's what you were going to do, to be honest.
But no.
You got carried away with trying to kill it with Crabbits and all sorts.
Well, that's it.
Which I was quite happy with, because it means if the Crabbits are killing that Dirt Turtle, they're not sat around the King being his shield guards.
So I send 1 in. They're equivalent of dice off 10, so even boosted. But I'm after a 15. I'm not going to get a 15 unless it's horribly wrong.
Yeah. So I think you do 2 here and you leave it on 3 and
that's it. And then
send in another one.
Yeah, I was tempted. Did I send that one in as well?
You send.
Because he goes boing, doesn't he?
Yeah. He jumps in. He does nothing.
So
then Karianna Rose enrages one.
Oh, I don't think we're at that point, because at this point I suddenly went, no, stop. And I went over to over to the Dreadrots. Because I didn't know what to do, so I thought, do what I know I can do. So the Dreadrot goes into the Raider, stays in the zone, and then these other guys charge into the Shaman.
Yep.
And thanks to all the Taste of Ash stuff, I think the Raider goes straight down, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I think he had about 9 boxes left, and you did 12 damage on the charge attack. So that was him, all sorts of squished.
And then pretty much the same with the Shaman.
Does he stay alive? No, actually, the Shaman stays alive because you missed the last attack, which is why you don't get that zone.
Yeah, that's it.
Because if you'd have got that zone, you'd have scored it because you had a full unit in there. If you kill the Dirt Turtle off, you're going to get your flag with the Gremlin Swarm, which would have put you 3-1 up, which would not have been ideal for me.
No. So that's another.
I think this is the enraged Crabbit's got in, and he finally he needs a 10, a boosted 10, gets it
to the dice,
and then you can see a nice ring of what was sent in to finish off the Dirt Turtle.
That's it, and then Cage Rager. Not Cage Rager.
Skin and Moans just absolutely blends the career.
I think he buys 1 attack just to finish it off, and then it's job done. And then the last remaining Crabbit goes in.
Shield guard, isn't he?
As a shield guard, but I was fairly happy at this point, and then I'll let you describe the rest.
Well, I didn't like the fact I'd lost the Dirt Turtle, and that you were slightly up on scenario, but I'm not sure the attrition game's going my way now. I've lost the Dirt Turtle, so I've got I threaten a Dirt Turtle charge onto the King here, saying if all I've got to do is remove, I point to him, if I remove that Dreadrot from the table, the Dirt Turtle's in range of charging the King. He's only def 14, so if I put Carnivore up, he becomes mat 8 on living. So I need a boosted 6 to hit you, knock you down, and that's the end of the King. The King is in fact dead at this point, so I'm threatening that. But what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to run the Reavers all within 8 inches of the King, and I'm going to use Rasheth to spell him to death, because then he can't shield guard it. So I I think I'll run them up in a minute, making sure that they're not engaged so they can get the art nodes through. I'm umming and ahhing and then decide what I'm actually going to do. Is run them there. Excuse me. I also leave a little gap so that Dakar can walk forward and put a Weapon Master Power 10 into him. Which you don't shield guard.
No, this was in my mind. I am going to get shot by. I'm going to get shot to death. At which point, I pass it all onto a Crabbit and then teleport out of the way. Job's done, nice and easy.
Yeah.
So I pass off the damage onto the Crabbit to make sure it dies when I get shot next turn by.
Yeah. So I think you take the 5 from the Dakar and then I shoot.
Yeah.
I shoot you again with a ghost shot from the Shaman, which you don't shield guard, but you transfer the damage over to him.
That's it.
Thinking that if I then shoot you again,
yeah, shield guard's cross.
Crabbit goes, and off you fly. But what I'm actually planning is, I wanted that transfer gone. You've got 9 boxes left. I'm going to boost a Sunder Spirit into you, dice off 2, and hope to roll that 11. Just 11 to kill you on 1, or keep rolling.
He's taking damage anyway, so he's only got 9 boxes left.
So, and there it is. I roll it with the first one, just crank the damage, and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So you just didn't see the...
I didn't see the assassination, but I don't know what I could have done to block it off either.
No, because if it failed going through the art node way, I still did have the Dirt Turtle that could have got in onto him as well. I had a couple of Extollers that could have charged that one remaining Dreadrot just to get him out of the way.
That's it. And even if you did, because obviously Ill Omens was there if you killed a warrior model, but even if you did, I mean, it's 1-1. It's not game changing because it's only 14-14 starting point.
Yeah, so it's going to put me at map 5, but goes to map 7 with Carnivore up.
Yeah.
So I'm still on a boosted 7 to hit you.
Yeah.
And if I hit you, you're knocked down, and then it's completely irrelevant anyway.
Yeah. So Rasheth hadn't gone at this point, had he? So even if all of that had gone to plan in my favour, and I'd teleported out, Rasheth then goes, heals the Shaman for the 2 boxes to bring his 2 other systems back on, and then he slaps him.
Yeah.
It was almost at that point, wasn't it, where the attrition's given up, and I have not got enough models to defend my caster.
So I'd lost the 1 Dirt Turtle and quite a few Reavers, but in doing it, I'd taken a lot of your heavy hitters away, hadn't I? So I think maybe the attrition was going slightly more in my favour than I thought it was. It's just when you see a big, huge base remove off the table, you start worrying. So I went for the assassination and luckily got it.
Yeah, but it was a solid assassination, so there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the video's ended, so we might as well disappear.
Thanks very much for watching.
Yeah, that's it. If you any comments, always greatly appreciated. And hopefully we'll have another game up Tuesday. I think we've got Grymkin versus either Dark Host or
the Dirty Ghost Fleet.
Dirty Ghost Fleet. So we'll see how that goes then. But yeah, cheers for watching and catch you soon.